All right, so I'm going to introduce our first speaker, Kristen, and I love what she calls herself, a kingdom business strategist. She says, I help women who launch a business by God's design without being a slave to social media. How many would love that, right? Without being a slave to social media, and without compromising our values, which I think is really important. And what makes her training different is that it doesn't focus on the tools or the trends or the content volume. It's going to talk about the problem that most businesses are facing right now, which is declining trust. How many of you feel that way? Kristen breaks down how buyer behavior's changed and why AI is accelerating this kind of trust recession, and how human first strategies can really create a demand, even if you have a small audience. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make her a co host so that she can share stuff with you if she needs to. And I'm going to go ahead and spotlight her and turn it over to her.
Hello, thank you, Tara. I am so thrilled to be here. I just want to quick remind everyone to mute because I heard some noise in the background. So just for the future speakers as well. But Tara, thank you so much. I'm so thankful to be here. I don't need to explain who I am. So I'm just going to get into what I want to talk about. So I started online business in 2019. I turned my resignation in from my 9 to 5 as an office manager in 2021 when our surprise little blessing was 3 months old. So I've been in this space long enough now to see the market shift in real time. And what I'm about to share will help you grow your online business in 2026 to see consistent revenue monthly and weekly and even daily and less than 60 minutes a week as a busy mom. So I have a 4-year old. I totally understand. So let's set the stage with what's changed. The online market isn't new anymore, right? Buyers are sophisticated and the trust is lower. Post 2020, many people have come into the online business space saying that they were a coach or they done this XYZ thing, and our ideal clients, and many, probably you too, have bought programs that have overpromised and underdelivered. And on top of that, AI has accelerated the problem. One, we don't know what's real or fake anymore, and there's more content than ever. And a lot of it feels generic, automated, and hard to trust because we don't know what's real or not. And a few years ago, you could throw up a funnel, run a generic webinar, and post consistently and still get decent results. But those strategies feel harder now, not because they don't work, but because the buying environment has changed. Your people, our ideal clients, are asking better and harder questions. Who's done this? What happens after I buy? And will you actually be there to support me as a human? So they are being more careful with their spending. The buying decision has lengthened. They're taking longer to decide, and their attention is fragmented. So, this old playbook, mass automation, volume, mass marketing, is less effective today for the average person, the average mompreneur, especially if you don't have a massive audience or a huge ad budget. Okay, but here's the shift. We know AI, this is the shift right here, a mindset aha you might have. Drop breakthrough in the comment if this is you. AI is now the baseline. It's like the internet or your smartphone, right? When smartphones came out, we were like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to have one. I can't wait to use it, or XYZ. Same thing with AI. It's now the baseline. It's everywhere. It's integrated into everything, and it's not impressive anymore. So the real question you get to ask is not what's my AI strategy or how can I implement in this, because everyone's saying bot, we need this strategy, which you don't. The real question you need to be asking is what happens to buying behavior when AI becomes normal and everywhere? Because that's what's going to happen. It's going to be the baseline, normal and everywhere, just like your smartphone. So two things become true at the same time. First, average content becomes faster, cheaper, and easier to produce. Tips and tricks won't stand out anymore. The content online space is being flooded with content creation because it's simple and easy to do. AI's made it simple and easy. What happens when everything's simple and easy? Everyone's doing it. Second, trust becomes the differentiator. Because when everything looks automated, what feels undeniably human becomes your unique advantage. So AI isn't the strategy, it's your response to AI being everywhere. That's the strategy. And your response should be to build what AI can't replace: trust, connection, live interaction, and real community. That's why in 2026, there's two growth levers that you as a busy mom and a business owner can pull and they're going to matter more than ever. Two critical growth levers that you can pull, these strategies that you must implement if you want to see consistent sales without chasing the algorithm, without being a slave to social media, without paid ads, and without chasing those trends. The first one is live selling. Live selling through something I call activation events. Live selling is one of the very few things that can't be outsourced or replaced by a bot or human automation or by automation, right? And live selling creates trust in real time. So I'm not just saying these huge 3-day, 5-day, 9-day launches or challenges. I'm talking about activation events. They're short, they're focused, they're live experiences that build trust, activate conversations, and convert. That's the key. They activate your audience. And what makes them powerful is when people hear and see you live, watch what you teach, experience your leadership in real time, trust accelerates. And that buying decision, it collapses the time. Okay. Nowadays, people need 40 to 60 touch points over a few months in order to determine if they want to buy from you. These activation events shrink that time, and they don't require a big audience. Okay. It requires clarity, structure, and consistency. And I'm going to give you my framework right before we wrap up. Okay. The goal of your activation event is not to teach everything. It's to go deep. We have way too much going on. Our attention is fragmented. Go deep on a specific pain point. The goal is to create a moment of clarity for your ideal client so strong that it activates them and that person says, that's me, that's what I need, what's next? The second strategy, that second growth lever to pull, is community. That is your trust engine, okay? People are more disconnected than ever. People don't stay because of the content you're creating. They stay because of relationships. And community is how you create that retention, referrals, repeat clients, and long-term trust. But let's make this practical for you, okay? The difference between a free group that drains you, I mean, how many of you've been there? Drop a me in the chat if that's you. We've been there. Free groups that drain you versus a free group that feels like a paid room. The difference between those two is not more content, it's structure. Your free, high valuable community where you host these activation events and get your audience activated needs to have a clear promise, why it exists, a clear lane, what's it's for, standards, how people engage, and a clear path for them what to do next. When your community is structured, it stops feeling like noise and it starts to feel guided. And that alone will build trust. Okay. The simplest way to think about it, live selling, these activation events, builds trust fast. Your community builds that trust deep. You need both because trust is the currency of today's market. And the tactical, how to do this now, is the step-by-step process of the activation event. It's using this tabletop method. So you can take this, watch the replay, and run with it. It's a 4-leg tabletop method for your activation event. It's one specific topic that solves one specific micro problem your audience has that gives them a micro win. Not the kitchen sink and the bathroom and the fridge as well. Micro, small, tangible topic that goes deep, that gives them a micro win. That is one of your legs of the table. The other 3 legs, you're going to give them 3 takeaways. One teaching point that supports that micro win, the second key takeaway, and the third key takeaway. Those are the 3 legs. So you have the first leg, which is that micro topic, micro problem, micro solution, 3 takeaways. And then the tabletop is that one call to action that you weave throughout that event. It can be a 10-minute event all the way to a 60-minute event. And this is one call to action that helps them implement faster, go deeper, or get a specific outcome. Okay, that is it. And you use one-word marketing. If you want help mapping out your activation events for the next quarter, drop strategy below and I'll start a conversation with you and I'll send you the link. Simple, sweet, and easy. One micro topic, one solution, 3 takeaways of those legs, and then one call to action. A call to action that leads them closer to a high ticket or working with you in some way. So this can be done in 60 minutes a day, 1 day a week. Start conversations, follow up with those warm leads that you have activated, and start those conversations with them. How do you activate your people? Let them know you're doing these events, get them in your community. So here's what I want you to remember as we're wrapping up. AI is everywhere. That means trust is your advantage. Those two most powerful growth levers you can pull right now as a busy mom: live selling through activation events and community as your trust engine, because trust is something you can't outsource. Okay. So if you're ready to have these activation events installed, or if you're interested in what I have to offer, I'm just going to make sure, Tara, it's okay to say what our offer is, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely. And we
perfect.
do have a question.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking, do you mean webinars and live challenges? Is that what you mean by?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
So listen to what the
You
offer
can,
is.
yes, you can. That's a great question. It's similar, but what we've done in the past with these webinars and live challenges is we've gone broad, right? You've maybe done your whole signature framework in these webinars or 3-day live challenges. That's not what the market is wanting right now, because we have too much going on to make specific decisions or to show up for a 3-day event. If you do a 3-day event, you want to treat each 3-day event as a single deep dive topic and problem that they can solve that moves them closer to making a buying decision with you. So you want to go deep, specific. Specificity matters nowadays. Specificity matters. Yep. So
So
yeah,
tell us about your offer.
yeah. So I have something called the activation room. This is where you get my exact 4-part system to grow your revenue to consistent 3K, 5K months. That the foundations you need in order to scale: the audience building system, sales and conversion system, and the scaling system, as well as how to do this without being a slave to social media, my collaboration strategies. So I'm offering, if you join, you get the first month 50% off, and then if you join as an annual member, you get 2 months free. So the link, I'm sure, will go out in the email, or I can drop the link below, whatever is
You can do
preferred
both.
here.
You
Pardon?
can do both. You can do
Okay,
both. If
perfect.
you want to put it in the chat, you can do that. And then, guys, you're all going to get a copy in the email afterwards. And if you're watching this afterwards on YouTube or a video someplace else, just go to the notes. Everything will be in the notes, and you'll be able to contact Kristen that way and get her offer. So, thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Thank you for letting me be here. I hope I wasn't talking too fast, but I wanted to
Are great.
definitely accommodate the time. And everyone have an amazing day. I do have to hop off because I'm in a current training right now. So bye bye. Thank you.